Consider having to live each day vulnerable to danger, always cut off from security and happiness. Every moment you are liable for expulsion. Imagine the continuous threat of being separated from the people you love and the land you call home. With every second you are forced to live in secrecy. Suppose not having to live with choice, like your peers, but having to accept a destiny determined for you by political leaders. Imagine growing up undocumented. In 11th grade, in my critical thinking college class, I was asked to answer the question, who am I? Ever since then, I would sit down every few months and ask myself, who am I now? Growing up, I was an ordinary child. Being brought to America at the age of 2, this is the only home I know. During the day, I would go off to school, and then after I'd come home to play with my Barbie and play GameCube with my older brother. On weekends, I would ride my bike to the park and play in the sprinklers and on the swings. My favorite pastime, though, was dressing up, which only fueled my love for beauty pageants. Summers for me were spent up in the mountains camping, and as my love for my environment grew, I decided to become a vegetarian. Starting high school, I knew I wanted to be an honor student, even if it meant leaving my house at 6 a.m. to make my Regents Club class that started at 7:15. My sophomore year, I got involved with Model UN, and even won an honorable mention, going against some of the top students all around the country. I started taking college classes, which I got A's in, and by the time I was a junior, I knew I was ready for college. My senior year, I became a member of leadership, which meant I was one of the 30 students that led a school of 3,600. I also became president of the Media, Communications, and Arts Small Learning Community, which I was voted in by my peers at the most culturally diverse high school in New York City. So today's my first day of school. I'm not exactly excited. I mean, I look forward to seeing my friends. I haven't seen them the whole summer, so that's gonna be good. Besides that, I've been dreading this day. Senior year, my last year of high school, and I guess I'm a little bit worried because this is the year I'm gonna have to start applying to colleges and doing all that stuff, and I'm not exactly looking forward to it. I'm not sure what I'll be doing in a year from now. I'm not sure. I don't think I'll be going to college. I can't afford it. So, yeah, kind of sucks. Anyway, I have to go. Bye. Not like the brazen giant of Greek fame, with conquering limbs astride from land to land. Here at our sea-washed sunset gates stand a mighty woman with a torch, whose flame is imprisoned lightning, and her name, Mother of Exiles. From her beacon hand glows worldwide welcome. Her mild eyes command the air-bridged harbor that twin cities frame. Keep ancient lands your storied pomp, cries she with silent lips. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breed free. The wretched refuse of your teeming shore, send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. The reason why me and my family came to America was because this is the land of opportunity, and my parents wanted us to have a better future. In Morocco, your future is very limited. As a woman, you become a housewife, and as a man, you're a farmer, you work as a construction worker. There's not much you can do. My dad tells us all the time the story of why he brought us here. When my brother was younger, he used to tell my dad he wants to sell bleach. In Morocco, they had bleach sellers, and there was a guy that would go. He had his cart and he'd sell bleach to the women. And every day my brother would look out the window and he'd see that guy, and he told my dad that's who he wants to be in the future. He wants to be a bleach seller. And that's when my dad knew that he had to take us out of Morocco, because that would be our future. So they brought us here. This is the land of opportunity. They didn't want us to be housewives or bleach sellers. They wanted us to have more. They wanted us to have an actual future. When my family first came to America, my parents found work where they could, making less than minimum wage. There were numerous times where my parents would have to borrow money to buy groceries and provide for my older brother and I. At one point, I even remember my brother packing grocery bags at the local supermarket and using his tips to contribute financially. As I got older, I knew I didn't want to depend on them to provide for me with the little money that they had. I tried looking for jobs, but no one would hire me. I even remember the one year where I applied for the Summer Youth Employment Program, and I was denied because I didn't have a valid work permit. I am your typical American teenager. I can't fully understand how I can be judged as being different because I wasn't born here. I've been in America for 15 years. My whole childhood is here. My first language was English. I grew up watching Seinfeld and The Simpsons. Music-wise, I love the Beatles, and occasionally I'll listen to some Justin Bieber. I even dye my hair funky colors depending on my mood. So how am I any different than any of my classmates or any other American teenager?
So can you tell us what it was like when you first found out that you were undocumented?
Growing up, one of my best friends was my older cousin. We'd spend every day together except for in the summer when she'd leave for a month to go on vacation. So one day I asked her, "Where are you going?" And she showed me on the map where we were, New York, and she showed me that she was going to Morocco. So I asked my parents if I can go with her, and they told me if I left, I wouldn't be able to come back. I never really understood what that meant until 8th grade when one of my history teachers was doing a lesson on legal immigration. She asked the class their thoughts on illegal immigrants, and most of the class was against it. They thought illegal immigrants didn't belong here and they should just go back to where they came from. And at the time I was sad and confused because I felt like an American. I thought I was an American, and I wondered what these people around me, these people that I grew up with, would think of me if they knew the truth. And now I'm a senior in high school, and most people don't know, but I guess I'm coming out. Yeah, so right now I'm coming out, and I just want something to be done for people like me. Some of the colleges that I was accepted to are Hofstra University, LIU Post, Adelphi University, Mount St. Mary College, St. John's University, Drexel University, and Baruch College. However, on the downside, I was rejected by Le Moyne College, not because of my grades, but strictly on the basis that they don't offer admission to undocumented students. So, I'm about to leave to go visit SUNY New Paltz. I'm pretty excited. This is my first college trip, tour, whatever you want to call it. I don't really know much about the school. Mr. Scully is actually the one who recommended it to me. He told me some of his past students have gone here and they've really liked it. and it's very liberal artsy and like hippie, so he sees me fitting in here perfectly. So I'm kind of excited to see what it's like. I'll make a video when I return about my thoughts on the school. I know if I can derive anything from my education, it will be the chance to pursue a career in social work and to one day be able to improve the quality of life for all underprivileged youth. As a social worker, my primary goal would be to help those in need and aim for equal opportunity. I'll work on the front line of social change and challenge social injustice. My situation has become my motivation to help those around me. You don't necessarily have to be undocumented. Living in a certain neighborhood, having a certain skin color, and even your sexuality can make you a victim to discrimination. Using the skills I learned as a social worker, I will do everything in my power to fix the flaws in our society. So I just got back from SUNY New Paltz. I'm in love. I really like the school. Really, really, really like the school. It's perfect. I see myself going there. It's affordable. It's only about an hour and a half away from here, so my parents can come visit me. I really like the social atmosphere. Everyone there seems really nice. It's really outdoorsy, so I feel like I'd fit in. It's perfect. It's what I imagine when I think about going off to college. And I'm really excited. I applied to the school, so I'm like waiting to hear back. It's gonna take a few months, but whatever. Yeah, I'm really happy. I'm excited. I'm gonna visit Hofstra next, but I think I found the perfect school for me. So. I applied to SUNY New Paltz a few months ago, and I was just notified by the admissions office that the program I applied for only accepts U.S. citizens and permanent residents. Being that I'm undocumented, I can't be offered admission to that program. Now my application at SUNY New Paltz is being put on hold until I can be transferred into international admissions. While I continue to wait to hear from SUNY New Paltz, I decided it's best to visit Adelphi University because of its prestigious social work program.
Well, she was an American girl, raised on promises. She couldn't help thinking that there was a little more life somewhere else. After all, it was a great big world with lots of places to run to. Yeah, then she had to die trying. She had one little promise she was gonna keep. Oh yeah, alright. Take it easy, baby. Make it last all night. She was an American girl.
We're here at Adelphi. I was accepted, so right now we're going to go speak to the financial aid office to see if they can offer me any scholarship money or grants to help me afford to come here. So, yeah. Adelphi University's financial aid office would not let us video our conversation. However, I feel it's necessary to illustrate the financial quandaries that undocumented immigrants face when enrolling into higher education institutions. This is not a condemnation of Adelphi University, rather it is a condemnation of the policies present today in the United States.
Yeah, so unfortunately, other than the merit, that's really what you would receive. And then if there's any grants based on, your acceptance, and once this goes through, the school would, award something like that. But if you cannot file a FAFSA, I mean, that's where all the money from the government comes from. So that's it.
You guys don't have any scholarships for undocumented students?
It's all done through admission. So when you put that information in, that's what you would receive.
Okay, so she got a merit-based scholarship of how much? How much was it?
This is the $11,000 for a Dean's Award, and then $15,000 for recognition.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can hold that.
Which leaves us with a balance of what then?
Well, it's about 30,800 for the year. And then you received 11, is it 12.5?
Yeah, 12.
12.5, right? So yeah, that would leave you with the 18,300 for the year. So it's about 9,000 per semester. And the semester is about 15,000. That's what you...
Okay. Jobs on campus, would that help?
You could look, yeah. They have a fair in, it's like a job fair in July. And all the accepted students will get a postcard and notification. You can certainly look into that.
Oh, do you know if they offer jobs to undocumented students? Because I can't get a job.
See, that I don't know. That's a whole different, you could check with human resources upstairs. I don't know. If you are eligible to work here, then yes. If you're not, then no. I mean, yeah.
Okay. Are there any other loans that...
It would only be with a U.S. cosigner. Those are all our international students do. They either have a U.S. cosigner or they wire their money from home, and they have whatever scholarships. Yeah.
Okay. So it's not looking good then?
Well, depending on how much you can pay.
I can't pay much.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Yeah. Is there anybody else that we can see here?
As far as...
You said something about admissions before, but, I mean, we're already past the admission stage, aren't we?
If they already gave you and they reviewed all your grades, unless you have last-minute grades that come in or test scores they haven't reviewed, I would say just double-check. And they would also be able to direct you more on the international portion of it as well. So.
Okay.
All right?
All right, thanks so much.
Good luck.
I just got back from the financial aid office at Adelphi University, and I spoke to them about receiving financial aid, and they told me that since I'm undocumented, they can't offer me any scholarships or loans. They did offer me a $12,000 scholarship, but that was merit-based, so that leaves me with a remaining balance of $18,000 that I would have to pay every year, and the problem with that is I can't work, so there's no way I can afford that. So I guess I won't be coming to Adelphi. What else do you want to say?
How you feeling about this?
Disappointed.
Why?
Because I wanted to come here. I really liked the social work program. I really like the social work program, and I thought this was the school for me, but I'm disappointed because I won't be able to come here since I can't afford it.
Okay.
As much as I am your typical American teenager, the way society treats me makes me very much different. I can't work legally. How am I supposed to have a future when I can't even get a job? I'm also barred from driving, so while my friends are out getting their learner's permits and driver's license, I'm stuck taking public transportation. I also can't vote. This is my home, yet I don't have a say in who represents me. With college, illegal immigrants can't get financial aid or student loans, so tuition for me is coming out of my pocket.
Birds and swine be reft of me, long and weary my road has been. I was lost in the cities alone.
For years, my situation has made me feel helpless. I could no longer just sit by as someone else made decisions for me. I no longer wanted to be regarded as an alien or at most a second-class individual in the nation I see as my home. Years of secrecy and dread have only powered my endless need to break out of these shadows. I knew I needed to create change, not only in my life, but for all those in similar situations. My brother and I knew we had to step up. That's why we went to DC to advocate for comprehensive immigration reform.
Hello, my name is Mehdi Mahrari, and I am a dreamer. I came to the United States when I was 7 years old. My sister came to the United States when she was 2 years old. We were raised in the United States for 14 years undocumented. Last year I received U.S. residency. However, my sister and my family are both currently placed on deportation proceedings. So I came from New York City to Washington to advocate for justice for myself, for my family, and for the immigrant community. I believe that it's hard to justify an immigration system that is clearly broken, to justify a system that separates families every day, a system that currently forces undocumented families to live in the shadows of society as second-class individuals, in constant fear of deportation, in constant fear of separation from their family, from their loved ones, and separation from the United States, a nation that they love and call home. So I'm here to keep my family together and to advocate for comprehensive immigration reform. Thank you.
So who am I? 3 months before I graduate, I face a future that is uncertain. It's difficult for me to get a grasp on who I am. I can't help but to wonder, am I destined for a life of struggle? Will I be forced to continue living vulnerable to danger, cut off from security and happiness? Will I have to continue living in threat of being separated from the people I love and the land I call home? Will I be forced to leave my family, who are not in my same situation, or the friends that I've made in the 15 years that I've been living in this country? Will I be forced to work illegally without a work permit? Will I ever be able to drive? Will I ever get to live with choice and not have to accept a destiny determined for me by political leaders? What is an American? Is it a piece of paper? How am I any different than anyone else that was raised here? Am I a criminal? If so, what have I done wrong? What else could I have done as a 6-year-old, a 10-year-old, or a 15-year-old? Does the dream exist, or is it just a lie? I am tired. Tired of waiting, tired of living in the shadows, and tired of having no future. I am poor, poor in opportunities, and therefore condemned to a life of poverty. I yearn to breathe free, the air of the Atlantic, the Pacific, the Catskills, the Adirondacks, and the melting pot of culture in New York City. I am homeless, as I am a resident without a home. It's time the lamp is lifted, opening the golden door.
Immigration man, can I cross the line and break? I can stay another day, let me in. Immigration man, I won't toe your line today, I can't see it anyway. With his immigration face, giving me a paper chase, but the sun was coming, 'cause all at once it looked into my space, stamped a number over my face, and it sent me running. Won't you let me in, immigration man? Can I cross the line and break? I can stay another day. I won't toe your line today, I can't see it anyway. Here I am, with my immigration form. It's big enough to